Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. In today's video, we are taking a look at the Overkill portfolio. This is the update, what I am buying, what I'm holding, what I'm selling this week. I got the names all pulled up right here on the side of my screen. These are all the stocks and cryptocurrencies we are going to be looking at today. There's a few of these that I took late last week, like Circle. We'll talk about that one here today. I actually did take a trade here today on ISRG. This is Intuitive Surgical. They are a big healthcare company. Healthcare stocks have been performing very, very well. That trade was called out here this morning at around 8:30 a.m. That is Pacific time. So we'll talk about these here today. If we have some time at the end, I will be taking chart requests from you guys. We will be doing chart request videos tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday, I don't think I will be live just due to the fact that my wife and I will be traveling for the 4th of July. We're going up to a cabin. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into these names real quick. LCID, this is Lucid. We bought this one back at $6. It is now in profit. So we bought it somewhere around 6, I think right in here off this signal. It did go down a little bit after we bought it, but now it's bouncing right back. So if you guys are familiar with our trading strategy, what we look to do is we look to buy when these green dots are down here, okay, on the weekly chart and also on the monthly chart. We actually played the monthly on this one, and this stock has just been absolutely annihilated here from $600 all the way down here to 6. And I did some research on this company, and I know that Uber actually owns a 10% stake. They own 10% of this company. So they're an electric vehicle maker, and I think Uber's working with them to make their self-driving cars. Again, they own 10% of it. So again, this is just a very beat up stock here. Again, we entered off this signal right here in May at around, I think it was $5.50 or $6. It's up 10% today, and it's finally starting to play out. So if you guys are familiar with one of our trading strategies, you guys will learn in the Discord is we look to sell when the price gets back up here in the red zone. So the red zone right now for this name is currently sitting at $28. And the last time we hit the red zone was a long time ago. I mean, it was all the way back here in 2021 on this name at $572. And again, it's all the way down here at $6. So this is kind of just a play, thinking they're going to bounce back after they've, been absolutely annihilated here. I think Uber owning them 10% of their company is interesting. And again, I just play in the monthly here, looking for a bounce back on Lucid. That's more of a penny stock play, not my favorite play. It was just up the most on my portfolio today. Keeta. So we've been talking about Keeta for a while. Keeta's just hanging out right down here around 12 cents. So this is a play for me on the Base network. If you guys don't know what the Base network is, it is a layer 2 blockchain built on Ethereum. I believe it's a layer 2. If I'm wrong, correct me. I think Jeff's in the chat there. But I still like this name a lot down here about around 12. Again, a lot of people were talking about this up here at $1.50. Down here at 13 cents, it's very attractive. I think I entered that one around 15 cents. So I'm down a little bit. It's at around 14 cents right now. It's up 7% today, but ultimately we're just waiting for this wave to get back up here and give us a red dot. Okay, great chart to look at here. Ethereum, we want to sell when the wave is up here on these names, and we want to buy when the wave is down here. Okay, so on these little smaller names like Keeta, we're simply just waiting for this wave to come back up here. I would love to see a green dot on that this week. Again, I entered at 15 cents. I think I'm down like 10 or 12% on the position. Again, we're long-term investing here, though. Looking at the red zone, we're targeting anywhere from 40 to 50 cents right now. Okay, and from where we're sitting at 13 cents, if it just goes back to the red zone, okay, that's a 300% move on Keeta. I think that's one of the strongest plays on Base. Cetus, you guys know this is one of my largest positions. It's up 6% today. We got our signal. This is where we went all in on Cetus right here at around a penny and a half. It did go up to 4 cents and pull back. So ultimately, we're going to get another opportunity to add to this position here once we get the signal there on the weekly. So that one I'm still holding. I still have that staked on their website. I'm earning anywhere from 5 to 10% a year just by staking it. Again, just waiting for the wave to come back up here and give me a red dot. This one came right here, but that wasn't very high. That did come at around 3 cents, and it pulled all the way back around 50%. So if you didn't take profits right there and you're down now, next time you can take profits on the red dot if you're worried about that. But ultimately, I'm waiting for Cetus to get back up here to the red zone around 6 to 7 cents. How we doing today? I see Dieter in the chat. I see Jeff. What's going on, brother? It is a layer 2. That's what I thought. So Base is the layer 2 on top of Ethereum. So Coinbase is very heavily involved in on the Base network. So that's why I'm just so bullish on the network. I got names like Keeta and Aerodrome we'll talk about here in just a little bit. Babylon, this is a lot of these low cap plays were up big today. Babylon's just another low cap crypto play here that I'm playing. Again, Green Dot came down here. These guys just had a partnership with Avave or Ave, however you say it, one of the biggest lending protocols out there. These guys allow you to stake Bitcoin and use it as liquidity and earn staking rewards. So they're a pretty new project. I invested back here at around 0.012. It's still sitting at the same exact price. So looking for a green dot on that one. That's a very low cap play. Here's Ray. This is Radium. So this is a DEX built on Solana. Again, still holding this one. We started buying this one, I think, back here in December at around 80 cents. It's down here at 60 cents. We could have averaged down right there, down around 60. So again, we want to buy here, buy here. We're using dollar cost averaging, right? If you buy here at 90 or 80 and it comes down to 60, we just simply buy more. And then all we're doing is waiting for the wave to come back up here again. Not a lot of people know what this kind of a market feels like. Again, I believe we are in a consolidation phase on the macro for a lot of these altcoins. Again, markets do three things, guys. They go up, they go down, and they go sideways. Most of the names have been doing this since February. We've just been going sideways. Look at this. February was right here. Okay, that was February. So technically the bottom's been in since February. February, March, April, May, June. For 5 months, we have just done this. Okay, we have done this. They call this a stealth phase because this is where everyone just loses interest, right? People just quit talking about it, right? It's not exciting anymore. Up here, things are very exciting. You guys, some of you guys know that, right? People are very enthusiastic up here, right? People are having a good time up here, right? Things are really good, really fun, right? Crypto chat in the Discord's just popping off. Everyone's having a good time, yelling about how great we are, right? That's up here. Okay, down here is where we put in the work. This is the trenches down here. This is where we want to be buying. We want to buy low when no one's talking about it, right? This is when the smart money buys. This is when the smart money, right, comes into the market. Not when everyone's excited and yelling for all-time highs up here at $9. No, down here, okay? Down here at the lows, okay? And again, we've gone sideways for 5 months. I know it's boring. I know. But as long as we're buying great projects at great prices, I mean, we've gotten 1, 2, 3 opportunities to buy this over the last week. Over the last year. And when these signals come down here, you guys could see what happens. Look at, you bought it at 16 cents there. You bought it at 16 cents here. You bought it at 14 cents there. Okay, if you sold right here, you sold at $2. Do you see how big of a trade that is? That's 1,000%. Who cares if it goes down 10% if you're making 1,000% in the end, right? We want to sell when the wave's up here. As long as the wave's down here, all we're doing is accumulating. So still looking to buy Ray here. Solana, I'm going to just bring up Solana here because Ray is technically a play on Solana, but Solana is actually given our signal here this week. So that's showing up here today is the 29th of June. Again, we got this one back here in February. Let's just mark where that one came. Let's just mark it. Okay, so it came at $78 back in February, and we're sitting at $75. I mean, you're down 3% off this last signal. If you want to average down on this signal, great. You can, but normally I will only average down if I'm down 20% or more on a position. Okay, so a 20% drop or more is when I'm adding to my position. If something only drops, right, what was that, 5%, there's no reason to buy more here. But if you miss this signal on Solana in February, guess what? You have another opportunity to buy it right now in June. Okay, again, the price is just ranging. We're not going up like crazy, right? Everybody wants this big move, but people don't have the patience to sit through just nothing, right? Chop, 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 chop. That went sideways from November 2022 all the way to October. That was almost a year of going nowhere, okay? Not a lot of people can sit through that boring price action, right? Because they're greedy. They want the big, they want to chase it. They want the big gains fast, right? They want the Instagram girls, the Instagram models, the Lamborghinis, all that good stuff, right? Which is of the world, which us Spartans, we don't want, okay? We're just here to buy great assets at great prices, folks. That's all we're here to do, okay? And if you guys check out my free trading course over here, you guys will learn exactly how we do that. Okay, by using these indicators. One thing to pay attention to is the blue line. That is the 4-year average. So just looking at Solana here, we can pull this up. Again, the mean, that's just another word for average. That blue line is the average price over 4 years. So Solana's average price right now over the last 4 years is $111. You are currently buying Solana at a 32% discount off of the 4-year average back here. Okay, 32% discount. Okay, you're down here, right? You're in despair, right? If that's the average, the dotted line there is the average, you're buying Ethereum down here if you're looking at it from a long-term perspective. Again, the average price over 4 years. We don't want to buy when it's up above it. We want to buy when it's down below it or it's into it, right? Into it, we're getting a fair price. Down below it, we're getting a discount. Okay, up here, we're getting a premium. We don't want to pay premiums for the assets that we're longing. Okay, so again, Radium's kind of more of a play on Solana. This is a layer 2 on top of Solana. Circle's the next one. So I entered Circle last week off of the green dot. That actually showed up here today, but I just liked where the price was on Friday. It was down there at $67. This thing, we traded here from 60 all the way up here to 140. We sold it. Okay, now it's back down here at 75. This is going to be one of the biggest beneficiary companies. Like, this company is probably going to benefit the most out of the stablecoin Clarity Act that they say they're going to pass in July. That is extremely bullish for Circle because Circle is the issuer of USDC, which is US dollar coin, right? Which is a stablecoin. So these guys are the issuer of that coin as a company, and I think they're going to benefit tremendously from the Clarity Act. I think money's going to absolutely flow into stablecoins and such when that gets passed, because there's going to be regulations for the banks and the institutions, right? We are getting in technically before the banks and the institutions right now. Okay, the banks want clarity. The banks need regulations and laws in place in order to put their trillions and trillions of dollars into a market. Does that make sense? They don't want to put trillions of dollars into the market when there's no laws set in place saying, hey, this is what it is. This is what it's going to do, and this is how it's going to do it, right? That's what the Clarity Act is going to do. It's going to bring clarity to how crypto is going to participate inside of our economic system, okay? Very important to understand. So Circle, I took that trade last week. It did give a daily dot here today. I like this one a lot here above $65. That's an easy stop loss there. Robinhood, I did take some profits last week on this one around 110. Again, I got the red dot right there, but I think this one's going to keep going. I'm still holding a half the position, so I still like this thing above $90. Not my favorite trade here. Again, we entered this back here in March at like $70 off of our signal. That went all the way up to 110, but the trend is still very strong here. I did take half of my position off. As you guys can see over here, I call out all my trades in the Discord. Where was that? That was Robinhood. Okay, so I sold half of it for a 74% gain. Okay, 50% of the position. So I'm happy with 74% a lot of the time. I'm happy with 100%. Right, I'm not shooting for the moon every time I make a trade. If I can trim some, the reason I trimmed was because I saw other opportunities in the market. So this is ran hot. I can then take some of my profits and roll it into something that I think is more beaten up than Robinhood. Because again, Robinhood did get a red dot up here around 110 on the daily. Okay, I know it didn't reach the red zone, but again, I just trimmed half the position here. Okay, and it pulled back, but it looks like it's going to reverse back up there. I think Robinhood's still very strong. One of my favorite companies, still holding half that position. Sui also looking good here. I entered this one back here at around 90 cents. Sold off down here to 70. Again, not scared of a little pullback on these assets because, again, we're long-term investors here. We're swing trading. We're not day trading. Okay, so again, green dot came right there. What are we going to do when we get the next signal? We're going to average down. We're going to add more to our portfolio. Okay, because if we like it here at 80 or 90, we should really like it down here at 65, 70 cents. Okay, because again, we're not selling till the wave comes back up here. This is when everyone was talking about Sui up here at $5. Okay, again, everyone's excited up here. Nobody cares about it down here. So I think Sui's looking primed along with a lot of these cryptos, guys. I mean, I just think we're at a insanely generational wealth creation opportunity here for buying some of these altcoins right now. I think Sui's going to be a big layer one, and I think this thing's about ready to absolutely explode. So I'm looking for a green dot there on Sui to add to that position here this week. That could come this week. It could come this week or next week. I think the signal will pop if it hits 80 cents. When it hits 80 cents, you should see the signal. That could happen tomorrow. That could happen next week. That could happen in 3 weeks. I don't really have a magic ball to tell you when the signal comes, but you can look from history and just see whenever this thing pops a green dot down here, if you are willing to wait 1 to 6 months, it's normally a really good time to buy. Okay, really good time to buy there. Not so good right there at 130 or right here at 90. I mean, 90 I think is still a great trade. Even if you bought it right here at 135, if you think this thing's going up here to $5, that's going to be profitable, that's going to be profitable, and that's going to be profitable. The only thing that's separating you from being profitable right now on this is just time, letting it play out, letting it go back up, okay? Because I think this is easily a $3 to $4 coin again. The red zone's sitting up there at $3 to $4. So again, it's not going to really matter if you bought right here at 130, at 90, or down here at 70. Okay, if you think it's going back to that $3 area. And I absolutely think Sui's getting back there. So just waiting for the green dot on that one. Ethereum, same thing. I love this candle right here on Ethereum right now. We're literally bouncing right down here at the 2025 lows. So we're sitting at a 52-week low. And for some reason, this is when everyone wants to panic and sell, is when we're down here. Again, this was the tariff season last year. Trump was putting tariffs on China. Everyone was freaking out. Everybody was exiting the market. It went from 1,500 all the way up to 4,000 in the matter of 5 months. From April to August, you could see $1,500 all the way up here to 5,000. That was a 5-month period of time there. Mr. Market, what's going on, brother? Hey, we'll take some chart requests here once I get through my portfolio. I got to go over my portfolio for you guys on Mondays just because I get so many questions about it throughout the week. So once I get through the rest of these names, I'll gladly take some chart requests from you guys. Just stick around till the end. But again, 52-week lows. I mean, you're either buying at 52-week highs or 52-week lows. You're one of two people. Okay, you're buying when people are not excited, not having a good time, or you're buying when everyone's excited. There will be this excitement again. I believe that deep down in my heart that there will be an exciting time in crypto again. I think the Clarity Act is going to be a big catalyst for the market. And again, all we're doing here is trading the signal. So where I bought Ethereum was right here at 1900. Am I down on the position over the last couple of months? Yes, I am. Okay. Should we expect to never be down on positions when we invest? Absolutely not. Okay. Right now, if you're looking at the 4-year average of ETH, you're buying it at a 40% discount. The average price is at 2,500 over the last 4 years. That's the 4-year average. It's sitting at 1,600 right now. And I believe that signal is going to come in the next 1 to 3 weeks. Okay, again, you got this at 1,900. What are we doing if it drops and gives us another signal? We're adding to the position. We're buying more. We're not panicking. Okay, we're adding because we're buying great assets at great prices. How do we know we're getting a great price for Ethereum right now, guys? How do we know we're getting a great price for Ethereum right now? We look at the average. If we're below the average, we're below the 4-year, we're getting a discount. Okay, a 40% discount right now if you're looking at things over the long term. If you're looking at it on the day-to-day or the week-to-week, okay, we're not day trading. It's just you can't use this strategy and think like a day trader. You got to be thinking 5 years out, right? Typically, we see this move from here to here within 1 to 6 months, okay? We didn't see it right here. Okay, March right here, we didn't see it, right? Sometimes it's just expected, right? This last happened back here in 2022. We just didn't go anywhere for a while. But then all of a sudden, right, we broke out and boom, there was the trade. Bang, selling up here, right? Selling right here. So again, we know we're buying Ethereum at a discount. Just open up Twitter and look at all the bears. Look at all the crypto influencers telling you that we're going lower and we're going lower. Could they be right? Sure. But who's going to be right in 5 years? Who's going to be right in 2020 or in 2030? Right? It's okay to want to be right in the short term and brag about how cool you are and how right you are. But in the end, right, with crypto, if you believe in crypto and you believe it's going to be the long-term financial ecosystem that's going to literally save the economic system, like a lot of crypto investors do believe, right, debasing from the dollar, okay, then you shouldn't be worried about drops like this. You should just be happy to buy more down here. So Ethereum, again, sticking to the plan, we just buy on these green dots. Every single one of these dots in the last 3 years, 4 years, has been a great buying opportunity. Great buying opportunity. Great buying opportunity. Okay, this will be a great buying opportunity. It's just a matter of when the trade's going to play out. Okay, if Ethereum comes back up here to 4,000, this was a good signal, this was a good signal, and this was a good signal. It's just you have to have the conviction to think, is it really coming back up here to 4,000 to 5,000? Do we know for sure? Absolutely not. But Ethereum is the biggest altcoin in the world. Okay, the whole entire freaking ecosystem of crypto is being built on top of it. Sure, there's other layer ones like Sui and Solana, but Ethereum is a monster. And I think it looks really good here, down here at 1500. The only thing we're waiting on is a signal there from the weekly. Osmosis, that's another low cap play that I have that I'm just staking. Just looking for the green dot on that one still. I think I bought this one like literally right here at the same price. So I'm about break even on this. It did go up to 13 cents and then sold off, but I'm still holding it, looking for that green dot there on Osmosis. HNT is given the signal. This is one of the most interesting projects here in crypto, just because of where it's sitting at. I mean, this thing has gotten absolutely annihilated from its top here. Okay, the top was back here at like $40, $42. It's sitting at 26 cents. 26 cents, and it's given a signal right here. So this is a huge sell-off here on this name, and this is if you guys do your research on this, they have some pretty big partnerships with like T-Mobile and AT&T. But I mean, this thing was literally $40 all the way down to 26 cents. So I actually bought this at around 30 cents. I'm down a little bit on the position, but again, the weekly dot is showing up here. So I'm looking for that thing to snap back, maybe right here to the white line. That's the yearly moving average at like $1.60. If that happens, I mean, that's a 500% move. Okay, and this is one of the only cryptocurrencies that actually has real world utility. Someone was saying in the Discord that they actually use their network. So they're a mobile phone service. They actually use their network for their mobile phone service. So again, partnerships with AT&T and T-Mobile. Obviously, the stock's been pounded here, but I think it finds a bid down here at around 25 cents. Chainlink still holding this one. Still just looking for the signal. I last bought Chainlink right here at $8.50 or $8, somewhere around there. Might look to buy more on this. My position's just so big now that I just don't think I need to add to it. But again, looking for that signal there in the next 1 to 3 weeks. Good way to start the week here. We want to see some continuation. Plume still hanging out right here around a penny. Again, I bought this thing like right here, I believe, somewhere around a penny or like somewhere in this area. Again, we're just chopping around, just going sideways. Want this explosive move, right? But unfortunately, we're stuck in this time capitulation pattern, right? We're just consolidating. So things are really boring, but again, great assets at great prices. This is a great asset. Okay, great price, lowest it's ever been, sitting down here at a penny. Trump coin, this is about the only meme coin that I own, just because it's literally Donald Trump's, but it's honestly just been garbage. This thing literally wrecked the bull market last year in 2025. He released this thing, $40 all the way down to $1.60. Is it going to bounce back? Time will tell. But I think I got into this around $2, so I'm down like 15-20% on it right now, which again, I'm just waiting for it to get back up here to $7 to $9. That could be next month, that could be in 2 months, that could be in 5 months, that could be in a year, right? I'm just holding it. If it goes down to $1, I'll probably buy more. I'll be down 50% if it goes down to $1, and then I'll just buy more shares at that price. But right now, just probably looking at the daily here, putting in a double bottom right there. If that can hold 150 this week, I think this is going to set up really nice. Again, kind of a meme coin, so not my favorite position, but I do have some exposure. Peace Guy, I really like these guys too. Paramount, if you guys don't know what Paramount Plus is, I think they're one of the best streaming networks out there. They bought the UFC, and they look really good here above $8.50. I think this is going to be one of the biggest streaming apps ever. And again, just looking for the signal on that one to potentially add. We got GoodRx giving a green dot here, breaking out. This looks very good above 250 still, 240. Again, green dot looking for some continuation. Again, targets up here in the red zone between 450 and $5. It's sitting at around 3 right now. It gapped up today. Got the MACD crossover. Everything's looking really good on GoodRx. That's a good healthcare name right there. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. SoFi looks like it's about ready to pop too. Okay, we've been buying this one since March, down here at $15. We're up on the position. Once again, we're stuck in a consolidation phase, right? Been going sideways since March. 4 months of just up, down, up, down, up, down. We want this, but sometimes to get this, you got to wait through this. This chop, 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 explode. Okay, and look where we're sitting. Okay, we were buying this one right into that 4-year, right into the 200 EMA there. Okay, that's, again, the 4-year average. How do we know we're getting a fair price? We buy it at the average. We're not buying it way up off the average when everyone's talking about it like they were back here at $30. We want to buy it down into the average. We want to buy great companies. Is SoFi a great company? Yes, absolutely. Their earnings are growing quarter over quarter. They're making more and more money, gaining market share. Okay, Are they at a great price? I would say yes. Okay, if we're sitting at the mean, this is a great price. This is a great price too if it's below the mean. Okay, never a great price up here, always a great price into the mean. Okay, see how we bounced on it back here in 2025, ripped up. Okay, that's what we're looking to see here, and that one looks like it's going to do it this week. SoFi looks really good this week, and where's our target? Our target's up here in the red zone, right there between 28 and 32. So from here, from 18, we bought it at like 15, but that's a 74% move all the way to the top there on SoFi. Looks good. XRP, that one gave the daily yesterday. Again, we're down there into the bottom of the fib. We're just looking for the weekly. Very oversold here on the RSI. I think $1 looks great for XRP. If you guys remember back to last year when everyone was hooping and hollering about this up here at $3, now nobody cares about it down here at $1. This is the time we want to be buying. I bought this at 130. Am I down on my position? Yes, I am. Okay, and what am I doing? I'm looking to buy more on the next signal when it comes. That could come up here at 125. It could come down here at 90 cents. I'm not here to guess when that's going to come. Okay, I can give you an assumption of when I think it's going to come. Okay, I could say 1 to 3 weeks, but ultimately you don't know until it actually pops up. So again, I'm looking to add to my XRP position that I started right here at 130. Maybe it was like 125. On the next signal here on XRP. We bought this one back at 45 cents back here in 2024. Again, XRP was dead back here, but up here, everybody was talking about it, right? $3. That's how the markets work, folks. Enthusiasm comes up here. This is when people are excited. We don't want to buy when people are excited. We want to buy when things are bad, when people are beat up, when we've literally gone down for 10 months straight. 10 months. Okay, which actually brings me to my next point. This is actually pretty interesting. I made a TikTok on this today, but someone posted this on Twitter yesterday. They were looking at a 6-month Bitcoin chart. 6 months. Okay, so you could see here on this chart. Let me go back to the log. You can see here on this chart. So these are each 6-month candles, right? 6-month candles. This is the price over 6 months. Okay. Look how many times it goes down twice. It went down twice, had a big move up. Went down twice, had a big move up. It went down 3 times here in 2015. 2015 was 10 years ago. Okay, but that was the only time outside of these cycles here in 2018 and 2022, and also here in 2025. See how it goes down for 6 months, 12 months, boom, goes up for 6 months. Okay, it goes up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Okay, 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, and then it goes down for 2 months, and it goes up for 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So on a 6-month chart, right, typically Bitcoin will pull back for a year, right? 12 months in a year, 6 months plus 6 months equals 12 months. So this is just an interesting pattern that I saw on Twitter that I wanted to share with you guys here on Bitcoin. It normally will pull back. A bear market will normally last about 12 months, according to history. And this candle closes, this 6-month candle closes in 1 day. So tomorrow, this candle's going to close, and we're going to get a new 6-month candle, which is insanely interesting. Because again, since 2018, since 8 years ago, right, Bitcoin has gone down for 12 months and then rips. 12 months down and then rips, right? It went up for 6, 12, 18, 24, 30 months last time. 30 months in a row, okay? Last time it pulled back for 2 months. We got 2 red candles, okay? 5 green candles. So again, if you're taking a macro perspective, things look very interesting. And looking at Bitcoin's chart here, you can also see that this green dot down here on the monthly has called the bottom since 2025. You can see that came down there at $225. That was 2015, 11 years ago. It went from 225 all the way up here to 20. Came down here in 2019 in April, $3,000 Bitcoin, went all the way up to 70,000. Was anybody talking about Bitcoin here at 3,000? No. The most recent one came right here in 2023 at 1617. We called this out in the Discord. There's still people in the Discord holding today that bought down here at 17,000 on Bitcoin. But again, no one cares about it down here. No one's excited about it down here. If you guys were around in 2023 in the Discord, it was dead. Like I almost just deleted the Discord because nobody was engaging or in it anymore. Right? Those are the times you want to buy, when things are just in the gutter. So I think the biggest Bitcoin bottoming signal, I do believe Bitcoin has bottomed at 60,000. Do I believe it can go down to 50K? Yes, it could potentially do that. But again, if you're looking at a long-term perspective, you shouldn't be buying Bitcoin thinking that it's just going to go up to 70,000. You should be thinking it's going to 1,000,000 or 200,000 at least if you're buying Bitcoin right now. Right now, if you don't think it's at least going to go back to 120, you shouldn't be interested. And if it goes back to 120, okay, whether you're buying at 60 or down here at 50, in the end, it's really not going to matter, right? From here back to all-time highs is 110%. 110%. You're doubling your money here. Okay, again, everyone's buying up here. Nobody cares about it down here. And I think the number one bottoming signal for Bitcoin will be the monthly alert. Okay, and that could come in July. That could come in August. That could come in September. Okay, I don't know when it's going to come, but we will call it out when it happens. And that means that could be all the way up here at 80,000 when it happens, right? So ultimately, I've been buying based on the weekly. And again, you got that signal there at 64. I know it's down 3% or 5% or whatever that is from the last signal, right? Everyone's on my case because, right, we dropped 5% off of our signal. But again, if you can't stand a 5% drop or a 10%, 20%, 30% drop, okay, in crypto, don't trade crypto, because crypto is the most volatile asset in the world. Okay, the best thing we can do is pay attention to where the averages are, the means, and just buy when this wave is down here. Because if you were just buying Bitcoin when this wave was down here giving you green dots, any time in history, you were making money every single time. But that monthly alert, which only comes around about every 4 years, right? This came in 2015, this came in 2019, this came in 2023. So 4 years. 4 years. You understand that these don't come around every day? Like, these are humongous macro signals. 4 years, 4 years, 4 years. 4 years would put us at about 2027 on this. A lot of people calling for October, all those things, but we have to break 60 before we can get bearish. I see all the bears out, but we still haven't broke and closed below 60,000, guys. We still haven't gotten below 60. So as of right now, I still believe 60 is the bottom. Okay, until something changes or until we break support and actually close below it, okay, it's just another day in Bitcoin above 60K. What else we got? Path. I like this one. This one's given the signal here this week. I like this one still above $9. This is an AI play. Axel also just looking for the signal to add to this. This one as well. DJT. This thing's been awful to us, or at least to me. Okay, I started buying like right here around January of last year at $10. It's down. Okay, but again, Trump's company, I don't know. Are they going to make it? I have no idea. At this point, it's a penny stock. I'm holding my position still. I traded it here from 10 up to like 17, took profits, and then it puked it all back. I started buying again at like $8 down here. So I'm down about $1. Okay, but again, just waiting. This thing moves really fast. When it moves really fast. And they are one of the largest Bitcoin holders out there. So if Bitcoin does find a bottom here, you should see DJT stock retrace. I'm looking to take profits on this probably around anywhere from 18 to 22. Baba. I like Baba here a lot. Looking for the green dot. I entered this one around 110 back here. It did sell off over the last week. Again, just looking for the signal to add more on that one. Not sell until the wave comes back up here and gives me a red dot. NVO, I really like this one as well. Another big healthcare company. I got a couple healthcare plays coming up here, but NVO looks very, very good here. Oh, look at that. They're buying back shares as well. That's awesome. So it looks like they're buying back shares as a company, which is very bullish. These guys make Ozempic. These guys are one of the biggest drug makers in the world. I think they do like Alzheimer's drugs or something like that. I can't remember exactly what they were, but I mean, you just look at their revenue. They make $11 billion a quarter, $12 billion a quarter. So they're making $11 to $12 billion every 3 months. That's a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money. That's a big company. And when a big company like that goes down like this, we get very interested. Very interested. Okay, I think NVO is going to absolutely explode here. What's that? I've never looked at a 6-month chart before, but when someone posted that, I just think it looks so interesting. But again, this has gone down for 2 years now. 2 years down. Okay, I think it's going to be met with some buyers here. One of the biggest healthcare companies in the world. I personally think healthcare stocks are going to do very, very well in 2020, the rest of 2026 and 2027. That's why I'm positioned in NVO. This is the one I bought today, ISRG. So again, where are we at in regards to the price on this chart? If we're looking at the mean here, the average, we're using the 4-year moving average. That's that blue line there. That blue line there on the chart, we're literally sitting right at it. So we're buying it right here, okay? And we're actually a little bit below it. So we're like buying it right down somewhere in here, right? So again, green dot, They got earnings coming up here in July. I like it at the 4-year average. It bounced on it right here. It bounced on it right here. So I took a position this morning on this off the green dot. I wanted more healthcare stocks, and this one just makes sense. Another big company. They don't make as much as NVO, but they're still making a pretty decent amount. $2 billion every 3 months. That's a pretty big company. PayPal, that one printed green last week. Still holding that one again, just waiting for the wave to come back up here and give me a red dot. My target on this is anywhere from $60 to $70. That's the first target. That's up here in the red zone between 66 and 77. Still holding that one. Again, a lot of meat on that bone. If this one decides to break out here and go back up, that's a 75% move. Huge company. They make $8 billion a quarter. Okay, they're not going anywhere. And to me, that looks like a higher low. Okay, so we got this signal down here at 40. Then we got another signal right here at 41. So that's a higher low. Up above $38. I think PayPal looks very, very bullish going into 2027. Uniswap, this one's still hanging at $3. I'm about break even on this trade. Again, just looking for this one to come back up here into the red zone. I think this will be a big, big winner here on the next leg up. I see some people calling for $100 a coin. Okay, and it's sitting at $3, but that's a 224% move just back to the red zone. Still holding, and I really like how this thing's just consolidating right here. I think it looks very, very good. I think we're going to see a big move here in July for a lot of these alts. XCN still holding this one, still staking it. Again, just waiting for the wave to come back up here. Same thing with Cake. Looking for a green dot on this one. Again, another one I bought right here at around 132. So just notice how a lot of these cryptocurrencies, guys, haven't gone anywhere. They've just been sideways, okay? But as soon as we get this, okay, this is when everyone's going to be bullish again, and this is when we're going to be selling. Does that make sense? Like when stuff goes from $1.50 to $5 and we go up 300, 400%, that's when we want to sell, okay? When we're down here, all we're doing is just accumulating and being patient. I would like as much as you for this thing to just rocket ship up, but sometimes, okay, we have to sit through some consolidation to get to that point. So just waiting for the green dot on that one. STLA just keeps dipping. I'll probably look to average down on this one off the next signal there. Looks like they are extending the Fiat 500 plant. Supplier part shortages. Says Jeep will sell 6 models in Europe by 2023. So these guys make Jeep and Dodge. They're a big car maker. Again, they're just getting absolutely pounded right now. One of the biggest car makers in the world. They make a lot of other stuff as well. But again, you're looking at a freaking 10-year low on this stock right now. A 10-year low. I still see a lot of Jeeps out there, right? 550 was literally where we bought them back here 10 years ago. So ultimately just waiting on another signal here on the weekly to average down there on STLA. Same thing with Atom, looking to add there on the green dot. ACN also looking to add here on the next green dot. This one got absolutely murdered on its earnings. Again, earnings are a gamble. Sometimes if you hold into earnings, yes, you will get a big drop like that. I think they're acquiring a company or something. That's why you saw the sell-off. I didn't have too big of a position, so it didn't hurt too bad. But if that thing just goes back to the 6-month, that's 120%. This is one I might trim because I think this thing could probably just go sideways here for a while. But as long as it holds on to 117, I'd say it's still good down here. But ultimately, we're targeting up here. This has been kind of a loser over the last week. So we're just seeing how that plays out. Looking for the signal on that one. EIGN, still green, still holding. AERO, still green, still holding. SMCI had some bad news today. Something about their facility getting raided or something like that. Again, not news. We already knew that was happening, right? They were smuggling chips or something. This company's just like a bearer to bad news, man. They just have bad news all the time. But their earnings are just crushing, dude. I mean, they're just crushing their earnings. They've had their 2 biggest quarters ever, these last 2 quarters. And it's just bad news after bad news. But I'm still holding that position here. I think I entered again around 30. We bought this one here back at 20, sold some up here at 50, and then re-entered down here around $30 again. So still holding that one. Again, bad news. These signals can't predict bad news, even though that red dot did come back here at like $45 before it sold off. Ultimately, just right, buying that one, right? We want to buy that one on the next green dot. So this is what I'm talking about. Like when you have names that are performing very well, right? Something like Robinhood. Like if Robinhood goes up like this, goes up 74%, right? We can take a little bit of profit and we can rotate it into some of our other names that are beat up because we should be long-term on these, right? We should get excited when these dips are happening, right? Just looking for this next round of signals. Okay, so name of the game is capital rotation. Okay, you want to take profits when things are really good and then rotate into the things that are really bad and wait for those to go back up. Okay, that's what we're doing here with SMCI. Again, you can't control the bad news. I think this is just noise trying to flush people out. We'll see what happens. Ultimately, we're just waiting for the signal. And SOXS, this one is still holding on to its green dot here on the weekly. This is literally just a play on chips coming back down. Okay, I believe chips will retrace back down. Just because I believe that doesn't mean it's going to happen, but these just look so toffy. Again, we talk about that 4-year average. These names are literally sitting 70% off of their 4-year average, a 70% right up above the mean down here. Okay, that means we're up here in dilution territory. So SOXS is just a semiconductor ETF that allows you to short things like Intel, AMD, MU, NVIDIA, right? We believe over the next, 6 months, these things are going to come down. If these things come down, SOXS is going to go up. So that's why I'm holding SOXS. That's like that and Intel are my only short positions. I'm short Intel. I have some options that I'm short on here. I went short on those back here. Again, it's only the matter of time before we come back down. Every time, we come up here, this is when people get excited and we come back down into it. So I'm just staying short. Again, these trades don't always play out right away. These are 1 to 6 month swing trades. These are not day trades. So when we're chopping around like this, not going anywhere, okay, we just need to understand that we're in a consolidating pattern. We're not going up. We're not going down. Normally, after the consolidation is when you see the big move higher. So still staying short chip stocks this week. And that's it for the portfolio. So I'll go ahead and share this here with you guys over here in the Discord. If you guys have chart requests, go ahead and drop some. I'll take some here from the chat. Here's a portfolio update for, this is 6-29. So you guys can actually come over here and click this link, and that will just pull up those charts there on TradingView. You'll be able to look at all the charts and stuff that we just went over, but I just literally went over every single one. So if you guys want to watch the replay, that's just where our head's at. Again, a lot of our strategy involves waiting. It's a lot of patience, a lot of waiting, okay? But our whole goal, remember, is backed by the 3 things: logic, data, and discipline. If we're buying stuff at discounts below the 4-year average over time, okay, we're going to be right, okay, if we're buying good quality assets, right? We don't want to buy fart coins or poo coins. We want to buy great assets at great prices, okay? And the only way to tell you're getting a great price is to look at your indicators, right? The wave is down here. That means we've dropped at least 50 to 60% on a weekly chart. A 50, 60% drop means buy. It doesn't mean sell and talk about a bear market on Twitter, right? The bear market starts up here, okay? August is when the bear market started. This has been the bear market for the last 10 months. So I'm sorry, but anyone saying they're bearish right now and everything's going down, they just don't understand macroeconomics or macro structure with these charts. Can it keep going down? Yeah. It can. We can have some crazy event that causes everything to crash. But again, there's risk to everything. There's risk to buying real estate. But right now, we just have to look at the chart with a logical mind and not an emotional one and just see, okay, Ethereum's 4-year average is at 2,500. We're currently down 40% below the 4-year average, okay? Which tells us that most altcoins are most likely trading down here in despair, which is where we want to buy. We want to buy when things are bad, when things are on discount, not when they're good, right? The money's made buying in bear markets, not bull markets, okay? So don't get confused on the bull market, bear market stuff. It doesn't matter. Again, come up with a strategy. We have our trading rules right over here. Okay, you guys can check those out. This is our strategy. I cover this in our free course over here in the trading course. Completely free trading course. You guys can check that out. If you guys do not have the indicators, you guys can download those right here in the trading indicators section in the Discord. If you have any trouble with that, just email me. My email's right there. You just click this link. It takes a couple of clicks, and everything you see on my screen loads right up into your account. Okay, so you'll have all the indicators and everything that you see in these videos. All right, chart requests. What do we got? What do we got now? Everyone have a good weekend. 4th of July coming up. Me and the wife are heading to the cabin. I will most likely not be live on Friday this week, so I'll probably just drop the watch list. It's going to be an interesting week. It's going to be a short week. The stock market's closed on Friday for that Independence Day, July 4th over here in America. I know there's people tuning in all over the world here today. Welcome. But there will be no live stream on Friday. But tomorrow, guys, we're taking chart requests from you guys over here in the Discord under the live request thread. So we'll be live tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Over here, taking these requests from the live chat. We do this every single week. I'll leave this open for until tonight, and then I'm going to close it. And then these will be the names we cover in tomorrow's video, Wednesday's video, Thursday's video. And we always take chart requests from the chat as well. I see a request here for Microsoft. So Microsoft is actually right back to where we got the signal here in April. So April, we got the signal right there around 360. It went up to 470 and then just flushed for the last 5 weeks. Just took them out, right? So I like it here. I like it here at 350. Historically, buying it at this blue line at the average all the way since back here in 2012, which has been 14 years, has been a really good time to buy. Okay, 2012 we were at $27. Right here we were at $40. Right here we were at $220. Right here we were at $340. And right here we're at around $370 at the moment. Okay, just looking for the signal on that. You want to see that one hold on to that low from last week, though, at $345. If I was buying this one here, I'd use a stop loss right there, probably $345 on that. Ultimately, just looking for the signal there. Looks like they're raising the prices of their Xbox S by $100. Jeez, everything's going up, dude. But yeah, Microsoft still looks good here. I see one here for JAMA for BTOG. That looks like a rug pull. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this. I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, you can invest based on the fundamentals, but the chart, I mean, that's just going down and to the right. I wouldn't touch it. Again, if you know something about it, I mean, they don't even have earnings, meaning they don't even report that they're making money. So we don't buy penny stocks here. We buy great companies at great prices. That's our goal. We don't want to buy poo coins or meme coins or penny stocks or anything like that. We want to buy companies that are producing revenue, that have the adoption factor, right, that are actually being utilized. Keep an eye on ON acquisition. Great semiconductor company down big because delusion scare. ON? Yeah, I mean, they got the sell signal back there in June. You should have took profits right there at 120. I wouldn't touch this thing for a while. It got the MACD crossover as well. Look how far off of the EMA. This is what I'm talking about with these chip stocks, guys. When they get to that kind of a premium, 50 to 60%, don't touch it. Like, it just, I don't want to buy. I wouldn't go to Costco today if today they were saying, hey, everything's 50% more expensive than the average price, right? I wouldn't go get my groceries. They're like, hey, Monday, everything's 50% more expensive. I'm not going to Costco that day. I'm not going to buy my stuff that day. I want to buy it down here, right? You could have bought this name down here at $33. You could have bought it right in here if you wanted to, right there at 56. Okay, as long as the dot is red, we're bearish. This chart looks very bearish. I would not touch it. And again, your sell signal came up here at 120. Okay, can't make it up. June 2026, 118. I think this is going to happen with the majority of chips. That's why I have a position on SOXS. Okay, I think Intel will come down eventually. I think MU will come down eventually. I think AMD will come down eventually. Look how far off the averages they are, guys. It's insane. Okay, this has been a great trade, but you missed. You missed the trade. The trade was right here in March. I swear, if someone says someone again in the chat, I'm gonna block them. You guys always request someone. I don't know what that stock is. Is it like an inside joke in the chat or something? There's no someone stock or cryptocurrency. If it has a ticker, you could drop it, but I don't know why you guys constantly get on here and request that. It's really weird. Aerodrome's still looking good, right? We're sitting right on these daily EMAs. I think this one looks phenomenal. I'm still holding my position, target up there at around 120. I think it looks really good. Okay, the dot is still green, so we're still bullish. Up above 40 cents. This looks very strong. What else we got? NOC. NOC is looking good, right? Where are we? We're into the average. Perfect. We're at the average. We're not way up off of it, right? We're back down at it. What do we need? We need a green dot. You got one right here at around 530. You're down a little bit off of that. Okay, just look for the next green dot on that. I like this one. I'd be a buyer of NOC. ISRG, I bought this one today. That one has a signal here. Again, we're sitting at the 4-year average. Big healthcare company. I'm bullish on healthcare stocks right now just because they're value plays. They're not big tech trades or anything like that because tech is overbought, right? Going back to the AMD chart, where should you have bought AMD? Should have bought AMD down here in April at $87, right? or right here in March at $200. It's all the way up here at $550. Why would we go long right now? Why would we go to Costco today if everything was 67% higher than the average price? We just wouldn't go into the store. We go to Walmart. We go down the street. We go to the grocery outlet, right? We wouldn't be going to Costco today. Okay, we're waiting. We have to wait. These signals come like once a year, guys. That's why when you see me make videos and I'm constantly repeating myself, it's because it's literally the time of the year, right? Once a year. Back here in April, right here in May or March. Those were the times to enter. Not up here. Not 60% off the 4-year average. You're buying up here if you're buying 60% off. It's a fact. Okay, you're buying in this area. When the price, that red line, is that far off of that dotted line, okay, that is when we are in delusion territory. What else we got? ATEC, how's that doing? We were looking at that last week. Still looking good. Again, got the green dot, MACD crossover, looking bullish. Again, your entry was right here at $7.50 if you bought the signal. It's now up to $9.50 and pushing up. Looking good. I'd say that one's still a hold. One thing we do sometimes is sell when that stochastic hits that white dotted line. So you could trim a little bit here. I don't know anything about this company. But as long as the dot is green, it's got the MACD crossover, everything's pointing up to me on ATEC. That one looks good. DOCS, also way down here. Big discount territory. Okay, you're 50% off of the 4-year average. Doximity, I've never heard of this one. They don't make a whole lot of money, but I like it here above 1750. Up above 1750, I think that looks good. I see one here for 8RKLB. Rocket Lab. Just not our trade. We want to buy it closer to that blue line. Okay, we want to buy when this wave is way down here like it was back here at $3. I'm waiting for more of a correction there on Rocket Lab to buy that one. Sell signal came right here on June 1st at around 130. It's sitting at $100 now. I see another one here for ZBCN. That one's still melting down. You still need the green dot. This last one came down here at 0.0019. Popped up to 0.004. That was a 100% trade, and now it's pulling back. So just looking for the green dot there on ZBCN. That's all I see there in the chat, guys. I'll be back tomorrow for more chat requests. Today is just kind of a day where I go over my portfolio. I do that every single Monday. Update you guys on my holdings, show you what I'm buying, selling, holding, all that good stuff. Tomorrow, I'll be taking the chart requests from over here in the Discord and also from the live chat. I'll keep this request thread open till tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to shut it down, and then these will be the names we cover here. So I do this because not everyone can make the live, so if you're watching the replay and you're not able to request charts live, you can request them over here, and I will just be covering these tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. And we'll also be taking some here from the chat. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you got some value out of this. Drop your portfolio down in the comments section. Let us know what you guys are holding, what you guys are buying, selling, what you're looking at this week. I read every single comment here on YouTube. If you guys got some value out of this, smash the like. If you're new, check out the trading course. I will be over here inside the Discord if you guys need me. We have a good support chat, a good team over here ready to help you guys. Again, investing alone is very hard to do. If you guys want to take the swing trading route instead of trying to be a day trader and trying to time the market every single 24 hours, Overkill Trading Discord is a great place to be. It is free to join with a paid option. The paid option just gives you access to more content, trade alerts, watch lists, things like that. But it is free to join. It has the free course over there and stuff like that. If you guys are new, that link is down in the description. Thanks again for watching today, folks. We'll be back here live again, same time, 2 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, taking your guys' chart requests. We'll see you then. God bless you. Peace.